Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. I needed that. Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? My friends, we come to it at last. All of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the canvas is clear for the first time in eons. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be restored. Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
3 out of 4 have already been reinstated, and now the last of the elemental shall rejoin its illustrious masters. Glory be unto them, and glory be unto you.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
Perhaps it was the only honorable thing to do after the tragic opening of the God Box by Astarte.
Honorable? Try weak? They could have tried to make him.
This place is positively brimming with a surge of storm and lightning.
As good a place as any for an air elemental to set up shop.
Guardians, I ask of you, what are you doing? What good can come of your misguided actions? I have tried to warn you. I have tried to be your friend by pointing toward the one great truth that is the Void Dragon, and say, relent. For why is it so difficult for you to accept that which is inevitable? All things must pass away. Sit ye down. Rest. Be weary no longer. Acquiesce in the embrace of oblivion, in which there is nothing. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time.
To be my friend, that word has truly lost all meaning.
but you startled me. I guess my head was up in the clouds. Oh, me? Sorry. I was just thinking about what it would be like if humans ate with their noses instead of their mouths. Anyway, what were you asking? Oh, yes. I saw how breezy and blowy you'd made this place. I thought it'd be the perfect place to clear my head. But not to worry. I'll earn my keep. My stock of air spells will... Yes. Snort that spaghetti. Oh, pardon. Yes. So, you'd like to learn to gust with the best of them, would you? Have a look.
moment, my friends, to indulge an old imp? I want you to know that I have been giving your history a lot of thought. For any historian worth his salt duly contemplates the events he records, and it is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly, and that the harshest punishment of all was delivered unto you by your... For tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod, if they be void of all doubt, if they question unfair? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. Nay, I say, it is not. Indeed, it will save. So, chipper up, eh? Not like the near impending end of all is entirely your fault.
Stashed inside.
At least Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures.
That's a nice thing
drafty in here, isn't it?
Aye, aye.
Well, aren't you going to leap through? Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Bless his heart, for he is right. Doubt is not a blight, but a blessing.
You know what a great joke.
Does a blessing lead to the escape of the void?
Well, aren't you going to leap through?
A chapel. And a truly beautiful one at that.
I have the feeling it has long since been abandoned by the gods, though.
O Guardians, in whose hands rests the fate of all, I know he, the usurper, the instigator, has been trying to charm you like he once did us both before. Do not listen to him. Do not listen, for every sound he makes is another vocalization of deceit, and what is more, a ruse to mark his weakness. First he seems to mock you, then he seems to menace you, then he seems to mesmerize you. But all the while, what he really does is fear you. His desire has been long in the making. The freedom among the void that is his unfathomable dream. But I have stopped him once, and you can do so again. You have pieced yourselves back together, Guardians. You are greater now, perhaps, than you ever were. The maw of the void is chomping with big black teeth. But there is still time to kill the beast. Rise up, Guardians. Stand up. Come to me at the center of the maelstrom and stand by me.
Our enemies fear us.
And well they will hit the void in the jaw yet, and put a halt to its ceaseless devouring of creation. Must
By the
right.
sins of the seven, can it be? You, Guardian, and General before that. Has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the General who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued our world so very long ago. 3 of us faced our foe that day. Only 2 lived to tell the tale. You stared the void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more. Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate. Thus I perished in the jaws of the void.
Then let me beg your forgiveness for our breakdown, which cost you your life.
Indeed, We're sorry we failed you, Alessa. Praise be that you restored our courage.
There is nothing to be sorry about, Guardian. I did what had to be done, and after that, so did you. You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of general to become something greater, something immortal. Guardian, protector of the God Box, protector of all creation. Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed. To hear Astarte whisper, to falter ever so briefly and see the dragon rise anew.
That was our darkest hour. To err is human, but we were immortals. We failed create.
It was a moment of weakness that we are paying for still. Long as the void lives, all of—
You shouldn't blame yourself. It would be an injustice to do so. You undertook a task, after all, that the Seven themselves should have presumed. And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt. But you are here, ready to face your fear yet again. Destined, I am sure, to succeed at long last. To succeed and save time and space forever. Your moment is nigh. The moment of final failure or final triumph. I know what shall be. Your time has come. The void is destruction. You are creation. The greater force that will best a lesser foe.
Our past. Another in a long line of the void's wretched victims.
Come what may, we'll avenge them all.
You're home. How long it's been? Centuries? Eons? Since you come to me in search of salvation. But I have not changed nearly so thoroughly as you have. Potions of great and incomparable strength, dear protector, as ever. During the Great War, you found full resistance to the elements quite useful. Perhaps history will repeat itself.
Master Imp. Very, very...
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows.
Have you seen my magic box? It's got all kinds of...
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
How might I serve our mission?
What's the word, Source Hunter?
You'll need to find more starstones if you're to open the gate within the Source Temple. You must remember yourselves, Source Hunters. You must
The Lady of Time.
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Dear lady, could I get your autograph?
It shall be my pleasure, Sir Imp. I'll embroider it in the first volume of your all-encompassing chronicles.
has a nice tune to it, doesn't
that
it?
record all of history parallel to one another.
That is a good question, Zigzags. One without a conclusive answer, though its resolution may lie in conception. Where you chronicle, I both chronicle and create.
Aye, aye,
Where you
Captain.
arrive at conclusions, I spin origins besides.
Every year. I think it's drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near that event?
You know what are great? Jokes. Oh, I could tell a joke or two. Free on a good day.
I could fly straight to the void.
I wonder.
I think I could
know
fly
more
straight
about
to
the
the
void.
void.
What it is.
Oh,
What
Jack,
lies in the
where?
Have you seen my magic box?
What lies
It's
at
got
its
all
heart?
kinds of wonders
Why?
stashed inside.
Nothing, of course. The great absence of all that even the gods cannot
Aye, aye,
comprehend.
Captain.
It eludes us, like infinity, or the finality of tick-tocking time.
though not half so bloody. To hear a little tale? You will submit to me. You will take the guard.
What do I spy? Remarkable. A living, breathing something, it seems. You dare to approach me here, mortal? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know what I do? The sister of the king, of course. The phantom of the woods, of course. The mother of all corpses, of course. The ruler of the dead. It is self-evident. I am Cassandra, queen of the Phantom Forest. And you have come where you are not welcome. The only king, Brachus Rex. He rules all of Rivellon, and I, his double, rule too. For a time, at least. We were forged together by our very souls, and all that was his was mine, and all that was mine his. But it's no wonder you haven't heard of me. He's gouged me from history, one statue, one tablet, one scroll at a time. But make no mistake, I live. Strange, isn't it? How a love greater than the gods themselves can tear you from time. But time matters little to me anymore. No, it floats past me unfelt as light upon a blind eye. To hide his weakness, to conceal his greatest misdeed. My brother was a kind ruler before he became a rabid tyrant, but his descent into madness was swift. Power he gained, and with it, a terrible fear of death that hounded him ceaselessly night and day. He stationed 100 guards outside his bedchamber and mine, but still he kept awake all night, expecting assassins. He soon determined that he must diminish his risk. I, his sister, forged to his soul, was his greatest liability. My death would spell his. My brother is a clever sort. Once he sets his mind to a task, it's good as done. Brachus discovered that while we lived, the forge could not be broken. But this did not deter him. No, for Brachus, there are only temporary differences. And so he turned me into an immortal creature. Living, yes, but wedded to death. We were lost to one another. We who had walked hand in hand through all of life. We who shared each thought, each trial with perfect understanding between us. I was cast out and aside. And Brachus, empowered by his new freedom, went on. But I've never forgotten his betrayal. No, I've spent centuries searching, seeking, until the perfect solution appeared before me. How better to have guaranteed my brother hated his own cold, cruel heart than to make him feel my torment. I discovered how to restore our soul forge, and I determined to bind our souls once more. The torment of the never-arriving grave would have haunted him as it haunts me. The pain his betrayal caused me would have been his to savor. But in the end, my brother found a worse fate than any I could have devised. Source King that he was, Brachus was stricken down not once, but twice. First deposed, then resurrected, then defeated once more. I can think of no finer torture for that proud madman than to come to the cusp of glory, only to be cast back down for all time. Is that so? You, a frail mortal, laid low the eternal crown of Brachus Rex? How sinfully inglorious. Yes, how humiliating for the so-called Lord of Chaos to find himself run through by us. I do believe thanks are in order. To show my gratitude, I will allow you to roam my woods at your own discretion. This is no mean feat that I swear to tolerate the stench of your living flesh, mortal. Take it. He is so much more than a friend. He is my soul torn from me, reflecting back in passion. From humble beginnings came he, until I crafted out of him the want I felt in my existence. Ahru was mine to make, and Ahru is mine to have. A love as great as this, it shall not be denied. Is that so? And how might I weigh the debt of a mortal? Could you do more for me than, say, a boar, a wolf? Does your kind not serve me best when the lovely blush of rot swells along your delicate hide? Still, I do suppose we could come to an agreement. Ahru, the one I love, is reluctant to admit that he loves me too. He clings to the past like a fading old man. So I desire to drive him from denial into acceptance. He is a stubborn one, though, that pussycat. And he has mastered the magic I once filled him with better than I had foreseen. That is why I need an ingredient even he cannot resist. An ingredient called stasis fern. There is a spirit in this forest called Shiera, who is known to possess like rarities. Alas, she seems to have quite vanished. It's simple, really. Find her, obtain the stasis fern, and the spell you desire shall be yours. It is an anomaly. A plant that is said to have grown in another realm altogether than Rivellon. The first garden, a place of myth and miracle. There, so the spirits of this forest told me, it bloomed and delighted with its fragrance no more. Yet taken from the first garden and brought here, it took on source-like particularities. Its magic is one of permanence. A magic as eternal as the world from whence it came, and with it, what I want will be mine. Ahru, my lover forever. Obviously, but that would be a disaster now, wouldn't it? A disaster of such proportions that I'd have to vent my rage on your innards. You were always the only one, Ahru. I need you back, and I shall have you back. Centuries I've seen devoid of a single instance of affection.
I wonder why. Everything you touch dies. Everything you behold withers. You are the queen of death, and your rule is one of bloody obliteration.
I am what I was made, my pet. Why judge me by laws that do not pertain to my nature? And you too are what you were made, so accept.
Feline is my nature, not human. I'll not allow you to defile my being any further.
You will submit to me. You will take the guise I have given you.
Never. Curse the human corpus, and curse the human consciousness you've given me. Far happier was I as naught but a carefree cat.
Ours was happiness once, and can be again. Why would you resist such promise?
Because you are no longer a woman worthy of love. It may be your brother's doing, but you are a ghoul beyond redemption. This entire forest is... Source Hunter, how glad I am to see you. Tread carefully. Weigh your every word. Cassandra has become more devious than I ever dared dream. You hit the nail on the head, Hunter. That is exactly what Cassandra wants to do. Kill the part of me that is cat. No! I cannot bear it. I cannot. I am a cat, and always was. I remember my many siblings. That is who I am, not a man. For what is it that humanity has given me? Nothing but suffering. Nothing but hurt and heartbreak. So stop her, Hunter. For the love of the Seven, stop Cassandra. To be human for all too well. Even in my human guise, I'd have gone quite as white as I am now at the mere mention of that stasis fern. In Cassandra's hands, an instrument of ultimate torture. Ambrosia in my own. She'd use it to consolidate my human form everlastingly. You can't. But should you find it, Hunter, please bring it to me instead. With stasis fern, that ultimate catnip, I can become the being I most desire to be. A cat. Careful, friend, for it'll be your death, not hers. She boasts that the magic she weaves makes her immortal, and I don't doubt the might of her sorcery. Nevertheless, where there is source hunters follow. Perhaps there may be a weakness in her fortifications still. This forest teem...
You were always the only one, Ahru. I need you back, and I shall have you back. Centuries I've seen devoid of a single instance of affection.
I wonder why. Everything you touch dies. Everything you behold withers. You are the queen of death, and your rule is one of bloody obliteration.
I am what I was made, my pet. Why judge me by laws that do not pertain to my nature? And you too are what you were made. So accept.
Feline is my nature, not human. I'll not allow you to defile my being any further.
Tremble before the dread.
fading fast.
on the man.
Chaos grips my hands today. I needed that. I needed that. Back on my feet again.
I needed that.
I feel better already.
Perderte. Tuxco, Taitain Bad, Hugu. Tugaxot, Titain, Tugur, Tuxiofuko. Real fast, horn. Cassandra. Hers is a tragic tale. She was once the Lady of the Realm, the much beloved sister of Brachus Rex, soul forged with him, and they shared a bond unmatched among mortals. But as Brachus's power grew, so did the distance between him and his sister. He began to see her no longer as an extension of himself, but as a liability. If she were to die, Brachus would be dragged into the afterlife alongside. There is no breaking a forge of souls, but there are ways, terrible ways, to dance around them. And so he transformed her into a lich, half living and half dead. Unable to lie, she no longer threatened him. But hers was a cursed life. She fled to these forests, where she could find a kind of solitude in which to mourn her fate. Here she clutters death about her like a shroud, and any fool enough to approach her is invited to share her fate. A lich is a lich, Guardian. Burn its bones, and it becomes vulnerable. The difficulty rests in finding those bones, for their location is the lich's best-kept secret. Her body rests in the Temple of the Dead, where only corpses can enter. Well hidden are her bones, but the careful seeker will surely find them. Is that not who you are? We Titans are an ancient race, Guardian. There are certain things we are beginning to remember.
Temple of Death welcomes only its likeness.